getting up to the incident, I was an electrician at P&M Coal Company, and I got a call out one night. It was evening or night. It was getting on anyway. And said, Brutus doesn't have any power. So I went out there and chased it down, and it turned out it was a 69,000 volt fuse on the high voltage line, you know. This 69,000 fed into our transformer, and our transformer was 69,000 to 7,200. And so Bob and I communicated about what had happened the day before, night before we got call-outs. He was an electrician at the preparation plant, and I was a pit electrician. And I met him that morning, and I said, I got a call-out last night. I said, lost power at Brutus. I said it was a 69,000 volt fuse that blew. He said, well, that's odd. That was the first word out of his mouth, you know. And then he proceeded to tell me about the incident you guys had, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I thought. You know, I'm a great believer in UFOs and stuff, but I don't know exactly what I thought. But you know, I don't think I pushed it very far. And years went by, and it might have been even after Bob died that I seen Rick, or if I'd seen him in between, it was where we didn't have a chance to talk. And so one day out at Brutus, we was having some kind of event, and he showed up there. And so I said, say, there's something I've been wanting to talk to you about. I said, a long time ago, I couldn't remember exactly when it was, and told him about the fuse deal and everything, and said, you guys had seen a UFO. I mean, his face just dropped. I knew right then that he wasn't feeding me a line of bull, you know. I could tell by his body language, you know, this is going to be what he believes, you know. And he told me about the incident, and to chase it on down further, then I hadn't seen him for a long time again, and a mutual friend of ours, son had died, and they were having the memorial out here at the park in Oswego. And so I came to that. I didn't see him during the memorial, but after I seen that he was there, and I said, this is where it happened, isn't it? And he said, yeah. And he started pointing out, you know, different things. And well, that's nice, you know. And then maybe 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, I went to the Eagles in West Mineral, and I met a mutual friend of theirs and ours. I don't even remember who it was. And I said, I got to see Rick Weiss a short time ago. They said, well, he died, you know. And oh man, so
that wasn't that long after you.
No, that wasn't long after I seen him, you know. And he told me that he had cancer. I wasn't aware of that at the time. He certainly looked healthy to me, you know, and so.
But we went that little circle drive, and that's where we parked just to watch it. At that point, Rick turned the car off. We all got out of the car, and I think one or two of us were even laying on the hood, you know, just watching this thing. And wasn't a sound. Could not hear a thing. And in between that time there, that's east, that's south, and all of a sudden it got up about this angle and just went straight across, a little farther than south, about this direction. And I'll describe it, what turned out to be. It was triangular shaped with a dome light under the bottom. So at night, all we could see was the light. And when it got off in this direction, it just stopped. We go, look at that thing, it's just sitting there. Well, what we didn't know was it was moving straight at us. And
toward you?
It's straight at us, yeah.
Wow.
Towards our car. And
some sort of a maneuver to actually get in a position where it can move at you without seeing, were you seeing or being able to tell it was moving towards you?
It stayed flat. I'll go ahead and give a description of it. My description is, now these are guesses, you know, it was triangular shaped, metallic, had rounded corners. Now we only saw the bottom. I don't know how deep it was. All I could see was the bottom. And in each one of the rounded corners was a recessed light. So I had 4 lights altogether, the dome light, recessed light in each corner. Now Rick and Terry, I'm colorblind. They said each light was a different color. They were lights to me. So if my hand is a UFO, we're sitting here, that thing came in, and then all of a sudden, a 45-degree angle, I'm saying 40, 50 foot away. It's hard to say because I'm not for sure what size. If the sides of this thing was 30 foot, 30-foot sides, then I'd say it's 40 to 50 foot above us, and it flattened out so we could see the whole bottom, and we didn't look very long. We jumped in the car and Rick took off, and I remember we drove under. I was in the back seat looking out the back window watching that thing over us, waiting for it to suck us up or something. I don't know what I was going to do, but we were getting out of there.